Hi friends, welcome to codewithsugi YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to discuss about the keyword throw. For that, I'm going to create a class called throw test. So before we get into this video, if you are new to our channel and if you are not aware of what we have discussed till date, so you don't need to worry. We always used to add all the links in the description. So please go ahead and have a look on the previous videos. So let's get into this video. So we're going to discuss about the keyword throw. So in the previous video, we have discussed about throws. Throws will be used to throws the exception, right? So the same way, throw is also used to throw the exception. Then what will be the difference? So throw will help us to, or throw will help you to throw the exception explicitly, and it will allow you to throw checked and unchecked exception. Then throw keyword will allow us to throw the custom or user defined exception. So what is meant by custom or user defined exception? So the exceptions whatever Java is giving us may not be sufficient when we do the projects. Okay, that's the reason we will create some custom exceptions or user defined exceptions based on our requirements. So those exceptions will be called as custom exceptions. So the throw keyword will help us to throw the custom exceptions as well. Let's we see some example for checked and unchecked exception. For that, I'm going to take very simple example like string name equal to null. If name equal to null, then we have to throw new null pointer exception. We all know if the name is null, then if we try to access anything, then it will give the null pointer exception. So that's the reason if I'm having a check like if the name is null, then I have to raise the null pointer exception. Else out length of name, likewise we will have then name dot length. So here obviously we will get this is a dead code because we have assigned a value null for the name, so there will be a no chance for getting to the else part. So that's the reason it's giving dead code. Let's we have like this and we will run this program and see what's the output we are getting. See, we are getting the exception as null pointer exception, and the exception is raised from this throw keyword. So this how we have to use the throw keyword to raise the exception explicitly. This is the example with unchecked or runtime exception. So if you change null as name, something like this, then you will not get dead code here, but you will get a dead code over here because we have a value to this, so we will not enter into the if condition. So that's the reason it will give you the dead code over here. I hope you understand this, but as usual I'm gonna keep it as null. I'm gonna take another one example to discuss about checked exceptions. For that I'm going to take file equal to new file. Okay, obviously the file will take the path of the file, so I'm going to say test.txt. So we haven't done any import over here, so that's the reason we are having error here. See, I'm going to do Control Shift O, automatically it will import the thing. Time being I'm gonna comment this. Okay, obviously you will get a dead code because always it will raise the null pointer exception and terminate the program. That's the reason we are getting a dead code over here. So what we need to do, just I will comment this part as well. Now we will not get the dead code. Now I will go to the next line. I'm going to say if file dot exists. If the file exists, then we should not raise any exception. If the file is not exist, then not of file dot exist, then what we need to do, we have to raise or throw the new file not found exception. Obviously it will ask us to add the throws declaration, so I will add it over here. Now I am going to run this program to see the output. We got the file not found exception as expected. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a file over here. Okay, so I'm going to say test.txt, then I will say finish and I will close this file. Now I'm going to run this program. We are not getting any error because the file is exist. Here we are explicitly throwing the file not found exception. So this is the usage of throw keyword. Another one usage is like we can use this in custom exception or user defined exception. To explain more about this custom exception creation, okay, I will take this arithmetic exception. I'm gonna check like how many constructor or what we have in this class. See, in this class we have only two items and those two are constructors. One is zero argument constructor and another one is one argument constructor. The one argument constructor will take a message from the user, then it will print the message with the exception. So then I will take you to the runtime exception to see what we have in this. Okay, I will do Control O. See, here also we will have only constructors. There is no other methods or members. Then I will get into the exception class. This exception class is also having only constructor. I'm going to take the throwable class and I'm going to do Control O. So the throwable class is the base class for all the exceptions and errors, right? So that's the reason the throwable class is having all the methods and members. So see, we have so many methods like toString, print stack trace, get cast. So all those things, get message, localized message, everything is coming from the throwable class only. So in Java, if you are trying to create any custom exception, then somehow it has to get connect with this throwable class. Then only it will get all the methods and members which is available in the throwable class. So let's we see how to create a custom exception. Okay, so I'm going to remove this. So I'm going to take a class and I'm going to name the class as test custom exception. So always we should have a name exception at the end of the class, then it will be more meaningful, right? Somehow we need to make this as a subclass to throwable. Okay, so what we're going to do in Java, whenever we are trying to create a custom exception, then we have to extend that class to exception class. So we need to add a serial version ID. It's looking for, so we have added it. Then we should have a constructor, right? So first I'm going to have a zero argument constructor. Already we have discussed about the keyword super, right? We haven't elaborately discussed about super, but we know the super keyword will help you to get the constructor from the base class. So here somehow we need to pass this control to exception class. Okay, we can use the super of this method. Obviously it will connect to the exception class zero argument constructor. Let's we consider we are calling this test custom exception. Okay, then automatically it will call the super of zero argument constructor. Then super of zero argument constructor is exceptions class constructor. Then this exception class constructor is also having a super of zero argument constructor. Then that will be get into the throwable. Okay, so here we made a connection from test custom exception to exception class. Okay, then from exception class to throwable class. Now we have access to this throwable class, right? So this how we need to create a custom exception in Java. We have successfully created a custom exception over here. Now I'm going to use this in our test class. So if I'm going to take a variable integer I equal to 10, we need to comment this too. So now I have a variable integer I equal to 10. I value is less than 20. Then we have to throw new test custom exception. Now it's asking us to add the throws declaration. Now I'm going to run this program to see whether we are getting exception as expected or not. You see, it's giving the exception as test custom exception and it's giving the full detail about the exception, like from which package and which class and which method on which line. So all those things are coming as expected. We are getting all those things from the throwable class, right? So throwable is the one which will take care all those things. So that's the reason if you are creating a custom exception, then we have to extend that with exception class. So now we have almost discussed everything about the throw keyword usage. Okay, so this how we will explicitly throw the exceptions in Java, and the throw keyword will help us to raise the custom exception. Now I'm going to show you one small example how we will use this in real time. So from this also you can easily understand the throw keyword usage. So let's we consider we have a scanner class system.in, that is I'm going to get the input from user, then I will say sysout enter age. So what we going to do If the user is entering the age less than 18, then we have to raise the exception. If the exception is raised, then we have to say your age is not sufficient to play, or you should have age greater than 18 to play. Like that, we're going to print some message. So that I'm going to say if age is less than 18, then what I need to do, I need to throw an exception. Throw new test. I will take the custom exception over here. Before that, we need to get the value into the variable age, right? So int age equal to can dot next int. There is a method called next int to get the integer values. Else, I'm going to print you are eligible to play. So here, if I pass any message, you are not eligible to play like this, then obviously the compiler will raise an exception because there is no such constructor is defined. Then what I'm going to do, I will get into this class. I'm gonna create a new constructor with test custom exception. I'm going to say string message. So this is a one argument constructor. Okay, the same way we need to call the one argument constructor which is accepting the string. So I will say super of message. Obviously this message will be passed into the one argument constructor which is available in exception, then that will be passed to throwable. Okay, so we have successfully created a one argument constructor in the test custom exception. Now what I'm going to do, so see now happily it's accepting, there is no error. Then I'm going to run this program to see the output. See, it's asking me to enter the age. I'm going to say 199. So you are eligible to play. Now I'm going to run one more time. I'm going to say minus 90. So it's raising an exception and it's giving the message you are not eligible to play. So now I think you have some good idea about what is the use of the constructor which is accepting the message. So whatever message we are giving from this constructor, that will be printed out here. So these are the best and simple example to describe about the throw keyword. To conclude it, the throw keyword will help us to raise the exception explicitly, and it will help us to raise the custom or user defined exceptions. I hope now you have some better understanding about throw keyword. If still you guys have any doubt, then please feel free to put your comments in the comment section so that we will have a look and we will revert back to you as soon as possible. Please don't forget, we always used to add all the code into the GitHub and the link is available in the description. Please have a look on that too. Thanks for watching our videos. Please subscribe our channel for more videos like this. Keep supporting us. Thank you.